crap, I had to unplug.
You just unplug. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, there you go.
Great way to start the show.
Yeah, just unplug the headphones. Hi. Welcome to the Computer Guru Show. My name's Mike, here to deal with your technology needs and treat you like a person in the process. I almost feel like I'm not in the right spot. I'm not in the right building today.
You almost weren't.
Look, yeah, well, I roll up when I want to roll up.
Okay.
But Kent has headphones?
Big old headphones, huh?
But Kent
Those
has
are
headphones.
nice.
They are old.
There's mostly functional internet in here today.
Yeah? For the
What's
most
going
part?
on?
I don't know, man.
This isn't KVOI. This can be.
Hey, improvements.
Yeah, improvements. We'll call it improvements.
Yeah. Zen.
Yeah,
Breathe.
okay. So we just relax a little bit and ease into the show. 790-2040 if you want to be part of the show. If you want your free hour of tech support. Spaces are limited, so you have to call in now if you would like any help with any of your technology needs. And we'll treat you like a person in the process, because that's what we do. Hi, Tara.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
You were looking a little stressed out here.
A tad bit, because when you're like, oh, I'll be there in a minute, like 2 minutes to showtime.
New York minute.
Yeah. I get here. I got here before the show started. So
That's what counts.
that's all that really matters.
There you go.
Weren't plugged in, but that's okay.
Yeah, I managed to unplug
You know,
my headphones.
details. Right?
Details.
Yeah.
That's right. So last week we told you about how there was a patent troll that had sued Roswell, owned by Newegg. And we had said, well, as soon as they figured out it was Newegg, they excluded Newegg, Roswell, from the lawsuit. Well, Newegg's response is, well, you started this, we're going to finish it. So now there's a countersuit from Newegg to the patent troll.
Good for them.
That's going to be awesome. I can't wait for that to happen. Oh,
In the most mature way, they said, well, you started it. They said they started the litigation, and it would be irresponsible not to finish it.
that's right. Irresponsible.
There you go.
I love irresponsibility sometimes. Okay, so yeah, there are some things that I very much enjoy about the whole Newegg thing. Now this started like 5 or 6 years ago, where just the whole patent trolling cases really got big, right? Because it turns out there's a bunch of these patents that are used in everyday life, which really shouldn't be patents anymore. They're sort of ubiquitous. So they shouldn't have that whole patent thing going for them anymore. That it was just every week there was this new multi-million-dollar lawsuit between various holding companies that owned patents to things that they know nothing about. Right? All they are is just a patent clearinghouse, really. And it bothers me that they were just so present all the time. Every time that we looked in the news, there was a new lawsuit between, and really Apple and Samsung sort of started this. And it was just depressing. And what was great is that when Newegg started dealing with their issues, is that they're on really clear ground with all of their stuff. They know where they're at with their patents, and they pay their licensing fees for all of their stuff. And so they've just been decimating these patent trolls for years, like literally putting them out of business and then buying all the patents from them or using that as their settlement, so that they know that there's never going to be a patent war over that particular piece of technology again.
Right.
And so I look forward to Newegg doing what they do best in this particular case, other than selling parts at a reasonable rate.
Yes.
And their customer service is really good. We do a lot of parts buying through Newegg, and anytime we have a problem, man, they take care of it.
Cool.
It's all right. But I hope that they just crush this place.
Good guy, Newegg.
That's right. Good guy, Newegg. All right, let's take some calls here. Let's talk to Tom. Hello, Tom. How are you?
Hey, Guy, this is a great segue into my subject. I have an iPad 1 running 5.11, and I tried some AV cables and, plugged it in. The TV plays. Everything's perfect. 90 seconds later, beep, this device not supported by iPad, on the screen. Do you know much about running third-party cables with iPads? Does it work? It doesn't work? What's the status on that right now?
Well, it sort of works.
Sort of works. So basically, I just don't like to buy a $65 set of Apple cables if I can do the same thing for a tenth of that. Call me spoiled. Is there any way?
On the iPad ones, you can use third-party cables almost always.
And then I used a third-party recharger, no problem. I've read that when you upgrade to the new 10? I don't know Apple very well. That what they've done, they've upgraded their software so that they go back and all the accessories you bought that used to work don't work anymore. So they're making a conscious effort to take third-party accessories away from the iPad, which I thought was pretty bad.
Not necessarily the third-party accessories, because those generally work. What they're really trying to do is take really old iPads off the market.
Well, call me lame brain. I love, I still like my Dodge Dart. So basically, what you're telling me is it's just basically a crapshoot when you go to third-party accessory cables.
Yeah, luckily cables are returnable though.
Well, yeah, but you know what? They were I ordered them on eBay from iPad, got them from China in 10 days, and you know what? The guys were cool enough to just give me a cash refund. Do you know offhand, though, would the iPad 1 be necessarily more susceptible to not working or not really?
In relation to?
In relationship to, okay, I bought a third-party cable. It didn't work. Okay, that's number one.
Okay.
I'm just trying to find out if the iPad 1 was more susceptible to these problems, because maybe nobody bothered to make cables for iPad 1. They just went to the 2 and 3.
No, they made a lot of cables for the ones. The problem is that there are a lot of cables that are designed for, as an example, the second generation that use a different setup. So even though it has the same connector, the second generation iPads used a different setup for video.
What kind of threw me is, like I said, I plugged it in, everything played, audio, great picture for 90 seconds, and then the error comes on. The software caught up to what I'm doing, so apparently that's the case. Okay, thank you, Guru.
Thank you. Well, I wish him luck.
Yeah. I don't deal with iPad, so I know nothing.
I mean, he wants to be frugal, so I will say this. Third generation iPads are really cheap on the internet right now.
Okay.
iPad 3. So then he can use all the cables that he wants to. It supports a newer operating system.
That might be a good option.
It's probably less work
Yeah.
than dealing with buying cables from China. I'm just saying. Let's talk to Stuart. Hello, Stuart. How are you?
Hi, good morning. I've got a computer I'm trying to upgrade from Windows 7 to 10, and it won't let me do it.
Okay.
It says I've got NVIDIA GeForce 6150 SE Enforce 430, and the display manufacturer hasn't made my display compatible with Windows 10.
That sounds about right.
Okay. Is there anything I can do about it?
There's a couple of things that you can do. You can try to just cheat the system by uninstalling your video drivers. And we tell people to uninstall NVIDIA software before doing a 7 to 10 upgrade anyway.
Uninstall video drivers?
NVIDIA. Anything NVIDIA.
Oh, NVIDIA, I'm sorry, okay. And what will be the effects of that?
Not a whole lot, just because once 10 installs, then you can put whatever software you want back on. But NVIDIA software does not survive the 7 to 10 upgrade.
Okay.
And will often cause major problems later on. Also, you should uninstall your antivirus.
Okay. I'm sorry, say it one more time?
You should also remove your antivirus from your computer before the upgrade.
Okay.
And that will help with that. What was the model on that card again? Your video card?
6150 SE Enforce 430.
Ooh, Enforce drivers. Yeah, that's not going to work. Yeah, you don't get to upgrade.
I don't get to upgrade. Okay.
No, because that's an Enforce driver. Now, the Enforce drivers are different. That's an NVIDIA chipset board. Okay. And they used really kind of special drivers for network and onboard video and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And chances are you'll be able to upgrade, but you'll never get your network card to work again.
Okay, and that would disallow me from getting on the internet?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you would not be able to get on the internet.
Okay, so I just need a new computer, basically.
Well, a new board at the very least.
Well, a new board, okay.
All right, so yeah, a new computer's probably, you can skip the whole upgrade process by buying one that has 10 on it already.
Yeah, okay.
But here's the recommendation for buying a computer. How old is this computer that you have now? I'm guessing like 7 years old if it has an N-Force driver.
Well, I bought it as a refurb.
Okay. How long ago?
2014.
2014? Okay. So that's one of the newer ones with N-Force, so that's good. That's not terrible. You can sort of get around this problem by putting in like a third-party network card. They're like $10.
A third-party network card. Okay.
So that would probably help you get around that situation. And you might need to do something along the lines of a, like, you know what? I want to help you. I really do. But there's a certain amount of, there's so many questions that I have that I wouldn't be able to do this properly over radio.
He could email you.
You could email me all of your stats. So basically I would need the specs for your machine. Give me the board manufacturer, model number, and we'll see if we can find a way to help you upgrade.
Okay.
And you can email it to radio@azcomputerguru.com.
And that's on your website, right?
Yeah,
of course.
sure.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
All right, appreciate the call.
Bye.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
It is. Let's take a moment to mention our sponsor, Perfection Auto Works. 26-point inspection for free.
Free.
Yeah. I just got my car back from the dealership because it's still under warranty, but I'm telling you, I'm gonna have to start making appointments down there because they specialize in the nicer cars. You know, not to say that my car's nice or anything. No, but you know, they specialize in that stuff. So I like it when people specialize in things. Like we specialize in computers, websites, happiness, smiles, daffodils. So go down to Perfection Auto Works, visit their website, perfectionautoworks.com, or listen to their ad coming up next, right here on the Computer Guru Show.
Whether you're dealing with hardware installation or, heaven forbid, a virus,
No!
Mike Swanson is answering all your questions one by one. So call in or chat in with yours. The website, gurushow.com. Tune in, click in, and kick back. This is the Computer Guru Show on AM 1030 KVOY The Mike Swanson, your computer guru, is just a click away. Listen and watch at gurushow.com. This is the Computer Guru Show.
Welcome to my world.
What?
I always dance at that part.
All right, welcome back to the Computer Guru Show. My name's Mike, here to deal with your technology needs and treat you like a person in the process. 790-2040 if you want to be part of the show, so we can help you with your technology issues. So it's interesting that this article made it into the show notes for this week regarding the FCC going to war over set-top boxes. And, you know, we have a fairly diverse customer set at Computer Guru. Mm-hmm. And occasionally we end up having to go and help out with cable TV issues and helping people stay connected to the outside world.
Right.
We do a lot of that, especially for our older generation. Mm-hmm. And there was a conversation I was having with a customer about she has all these like set-top boxes for cable, right? Mm-hmm. The old analog style ones, the older ones anyway, where no HDMI output or anything, doesn't do any of the upper digital channels or anything like that. And I was like, you're not going to be able to use these forever because, everybody's going all digital these days. And I'm sure they would much rather not have the analog holdouts that are out there on their network. And Tom Wheeler over at the FCC, he's an interesting person as far as, he was instrumental in the net neutrality debates. Mm-hmm. There was a lot going on as far as, he came in as a lobbyist for the cable industry, so we thought, wow, this is going to be terrible, terrible, terrible for us.
Right.
And the dude is like, he's on his game, like making the cable industry mad, which I enjoy.
Well, yeah.
I get a certain amount of pleasure out of reading the articles. But basically, he's saying that this whole plan that Comcast and Cox have to say, well, if you want to be able to watch TV, you're going to either have to pay for TiVo, or you're going to have to, like DVR stuff, or you're going to have to rent one of the boxes that specifically are associated to that provider. Mm-hmm. Like, so get a Comcast box or a Cox box or something. And he's saying, nope, you should be able to use whatever you want. There should be third-party players involved, and to keep innovation up and to competition, because as we all know, there is no competition between cable providers, as we've mentioned many, many times.
And as a former lobbyist, he would know that.
Yeah, he absolutely knows that. And so in the last 2 weeks, he's not only this whole set-top box argument, where he's going to, basically the cable companies are suing the FCC, and the FCC is laughing. The other thing that he did that was fun was that he basically redefined the minimum speed for broadband.
Yes.
And basically said, 12 megabits is the minimum where you can call yourself broadband. So if you've got DSL, by the way, you don't have broadband. And even if you have some of the older grandfathered Cox and Comcast packages, you don't have broadband either. 10 megabit.
I had DSL for a while. I hated it.
Basically, I think that if you sign up for like DSL, if your CenturyLink is your internet provider, or if you have a T1, or Covad, or who else does it? Time Warner Telecom. Oh, I'm sure they hate me.
Probably.
If you have any of those, they basically should give you a credit on your bill for the therapy that you will have to get to remain sane while trying to use the internet.
Yeah, and that's for normal, like just general users.
Yeah, that's just like, I need to check my email. It's so terrible.
Yeah, I had it for a couple of years, and I'm a hardcore gamer.
Yeah. Well,
1 frame per second, 2 frames per second, trying to play these games with people, and they're like, why are you on the other side of the room? I'm like, I don't see where you guys are, because I see a still picture. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so if you have any analog-based, copper-based internet, you're doing it wrong. And just, that's not how it should work. And I just, for my own sanity, hope that CenturyLink and all of the over-the-telephone lines providers like Time Warner, Covad, all those guys, I hope they magically go out of business. It makes me so mad every day where I have to deal with someone going, well, they told me it's faster than this, and I'm like, it's not. And I told you before you bought this not to buy it, and you bought it anyway, and now you're complaining that your internet's slow, you're locked into a contract, and what are you going to do now? Like Time Warner. Like, how do they even exist anymore? I just don't get it. Right? They still have people that are effectively communicating that a T1, which is 1.5 megabits, is awesome somehow. They got salespeople that are going out there selling this stuff. How? I mean, it's like 1.5 meg, really? Oh, I'm sorry. That's a 1.5 megabit connection for $400 a month? What? How? I just don't
Maybe
get
they're
it.
blasting Weird Al's song all about the Pentiums.
Yeah, I guess.
But that song is like 15 years old, and he's talking about how he installed a T1 line in his house.
Oh, man.
Do you know if they're in government, heavily in government, Time Warner?
Yeah, well, they have a lot of government stuff.
Because the reason I ask is I had a short stint at the county, and remember calling a technician, and he replaced a T1 card out at one of the sites. So it just kind of resonated with me a little bit.
But, I mean, what kind of business owner would be like, I'm totally cool with paying, I don't know, $300-$400 a month for 1.5
That's
megabit?
ridiculous.
Government.
Well, yeah.
It was at one of the waste sites in Pima County.
I don't get it. Can't understand it. It's like, if you have, and I understand there's a lot of people that have issues with like, something got screwed up on a bill one time or, whatever, a few times on their bill 10 years ago, and they're still holding this grudge, and they're like, I will pick anything over Comcast or Cox.
Yeah.
And I get it. I do. But in today's day and age where we actually have to be connected to the world, you have to have a decent connection to the internet in order to function.
Pretty much.
Why would you... Is your grudge really that important, right? That you just... It's almost like saying, I got food poisoning once, so I'm not eating food. Ever. Right? It's just like...
I'll pick the place, but yeah, food overall, that's a little ridiculous.
So it's... Come on. You got to have some internet. And
it's the principle of the thing, Mike.
Yeah. Well, the principle of the thing is making it so you can't get on the internet reliably.
Yeah, let it go.
It just makes me mad that Time Warner still exists.
Well, it makes everyone mad.
Not their salespeople.
Well, maybe them too, but, they get paid, so.
I guess.
It's a job.
790-2040 if you want to be part of the show. We're going to have to take a quick break here, but we will be right back.
Your computer guru, Mike Swanson, is here to help you tame that beast of a machine. Join the chat right now at gurushow.com or call in. This is the Computer Guru Show on KVOY, The Voice. Mike Swanson, your computer guru, is just a click away. Listen and watch at gurushow.com. This is the Computer Guru Show on KVOI, The Voice.
Welcome back to the Computer Guru Show. 790-2040 if you want to be part of the show. Let's take some calls, and we are going to start with Andy. Hello, Andy. How are you?
Yes, hi. Okay. How are you?
Lovely. What can I do for you?
For gaming, I heard you guys mention that. I have an error on a game which says runtime error number 3 trap. Please contact the vendor. And I tried that, but that website doesn't exist any longer. So, any idea what that means?
Which game are we talking about? How old is it?
Theater of War, 2008.
Okay, and tell me about your computer. What are you running?
The Windows 7.
Okay.
What else you need to know?
See, Windows 7.
Runtime error. Isn't that usually Java?
No, in this case, it's probably I'm guessing it's looking for an XP call because it was probably a Windows XP era game.
Okay.
All right. Do you have home or professional on your computer?
It's professional.
So you have Windows 7 Pro?
Yes, I believe so. I know it's either Pro or Premium. Which one? Yeah, it's either Pro or Premium.
No, those are very different things. So Premium is Home Premium, and then Pro is, of course, Professional. So if you have Professional, you have an option for a Microsoft-sanctioned XP emulator on the machine?
Yeah, I got Home Premium.
Okay, so you don't have that option. So if you have Home Premium, then you're going to have to go a different route. So you can emulate by doing like a virtual box and then just installing XP on it, and then running your game there.
So I can't use compatibility, do you?
You can, but it generally doesn't work for games.
Okay.
Games tend to be a lot more picky about that because they're doing usually specific calls straight to the video card rather than going through the operating system. So if they're going through the operating system, that's great. Then compatibility mode will work. However, if compatibility mode doesn't work, then your only real option to continue using that game is to emulate. So
emulating is pretty easy.
So you're either going to do like a VirtualBox install or hit any Goodwill for a $10 computer that'll run XP, and then you just put XP on it and play the game there.
So I guess emulate would be a piece of software that would install into the PC and act like it's XP?
Right.
Yeah, it would act like it's XP.
Oh, okay. So I would just look for XP emulator, I guess.
I would use something called VirtualBox if it were me.
Okay. That's the name of the software then.
Software is called VirtualBox, and it's designed to do exactly this.
And there's probably some of that on the internet that I can download for
Yep,
cheap.
and it's free.
Oh, it's free? Okay.
VirtualBox
So I
costs you nothing.
I can type in either that, the name, or just in general the subject of emulators for a search engine.
Yeah, VirtualBox.
VirtualBox. Okay.
Yep, one word, VirtualBox.
Yeah, because
VirtualBox.
some of the other emulators, they have problems, things embedded in the software that you don't want on your
I see.
computer.
Or some of them are paid, which
Yeah.
they don't need to
I
be.
see.
VirtualBox will do for you, okay?
Cool. I'll check it out.
Thanks, Andy.
Bye.
Let's take some more calls here. We'll talk to Tom. Hello, Tom. How are you?
Good. How are you? I've got CenturyLink, which gives me a pathway to DirecTV, and you're saying that CenturyLink is really not the best.
I would go as far as to say not only not the best, but they top the list as the worst internet provider in town.
What are my alternatives?
Depends where you're at, because they're geographically limited. What area of town are you in? Give me some major crossroads.
Houghton and Prince East Side.
Yeah, you might be stuck. All right, there is some Comcast out in that area. So you'd be looking at something like, so either Comcast out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Comcast because they're outside the city limits. So Comcast would probably be your only real bet out there. If you wanted something that was faster than CenturyLink and more reliable.
Okay, I appreciate that thought very much. Thank you. I'll check it out.
All right.
Take care.
Thank you. Keep getting that geographic fence area confused out there. Let's go ahead and talk to Ruth. Hello, Ruth. How are you?
Hi, Steve. Thank you so much for helping me with my computer that was passworded out. I called to ask about which internet service provider you think is the best, not considering the location.
Not considering the location.
Yes. In other words, you're on the other end. You get to see the problems, and I don't.
Yeah, Google Fiber would probably be the one that if I had to say that if geography was not involved, Google Fiber would probably be the one.
Oh, I've never heard of them.
Yeah, that's that whole geography thing playing in there. However, in Tucson.
Yeah. It's not available in Tucson?
It's not available in
Not
Tucson.
yet.
Oh.
It's in Phoenix, though.
Oh, well, what about Yuma?
No. No, I don't think anything's available in Yuma. But as far as the Tucson area goes, Cox is pretty good. Cox and Comcast are pretty much the same thing, right? I found that the reliability is a little better on because I have an office that is Comcast and an office that is Cox, and I found that the reliability on the Cox network has been better.
Well, is it different between the computer service and the cell phone service?
Oh, yeah.
Well, which one's better for the cell phone?
Verizon's pretty much the only people in town that have reasonable phone service with reasonable data speeds all over the place.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for the call, Ruth.
There you go.
Steve signing off.
Yeah. I wish we had Google Fiber.
Oh, man. I sometimes I feel like for the amount of money that I pay for internet for all of the locations, and most of that's just because we have a bunch of servers.
Yeah.
A ton of servers. And we need fast, reliable internet at all the locations. And so there's a certain part of me that says that the math involved would be that I could go and rent a very small office in Tempe and just put the servers up there and get Google Fiber and pay less per month than I'm paying for the high-speed internet at all the locations.
I just wish I didn't keep hitting my cap. That's what I wish. Like every month we hit it.
Free the data.
But I've got like 10 to 15 devices too. Computers and devices.
Yeah.
So, and they're all on the internet.
The 350 gigabyte cap is ridiculous. And considering that you can in an afternoon, just let's say you go through at the end of the day and you say, you know what, I'm going to spend an hour and I'm going to look at my Facebook page, scroll through it, read everything. And, of course, there's this auto-playing videos going on and all that stuff. You'll go through 2-3 gigs of that in less than an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And so the 350 gigabyte limit is crazy, especially if you have kids.
Yeah.
Right? Or you feel like watching some Netflix. And now Netflix Ultra, right, where they've got the 4K stream.
Or you've got 2 or 3 people playing MMO games.
Right. So, the data caps are ridiculous. It's just a way for them to make more money off of you. They're going to say, well, sure, you can either ration your internet or you can pay us more money. And it's not exactly cheap.
No.
It's like
it's a lot.
$1 per gigabyte or something like that?
I don't know. I don't want to know. I just know it's more money than I want to pay.
See, I don't know because I don't have data caps. I don't do that whole data cap thing.
Yeah, I know.
I don't play that. Homie, don't play that. We'll take the break. That's what we're going to do. I've reached my data cap for this segment.
Homie, don't play that.
This segment is now being throttled by Comcast.
There you go.
We'll be back as soon as our month resets.
Computer troubles? Need some advice? Call in now. Mike Swanson will be back after these messages. The Computer Guru Show, AM 1030, KVOY, The Voice. Your technology guru, Mike Swanson, is answering all your questions one by one.
Yes, science!
So chime in with yours. The website is gurushow.com. Tune in, click in, and kick back. This is the Computer Guru Show.
Welcome back to the Computer Guru Show. Tara's decided to run a speed test on the network here.
It froze.
It froze.
It's frozen.
Suddenly we're at KVOI.
It took me 2 minutes to load the page.
Let's talk to...
Because it's so fast.
That's right. Right.
Just froze your computer right up.
Right. Your computer just can't handle it.
Oh, it moved.
On a scale of 1 to even.
It went down.
Your computer can't.
Nope.
All right. Let's go ahead and talk to Dick. Hello, Dick. How are you?
Hey, Mike. Morning. Short question on iCloud. Data storage. Does it automatically update existing files to which new data is added? And will it automatically pick up new files, assuming they're all in common directories or subdirectories?
Yes. The answer is yes to both of those things.
Okay. Good answer. Okay. I'll be seeing you soon. Thanks very much.
All right. Thanks for the call.
All right.
That was nice and easy. I like the easy ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. The answer is yes. It will pick up changes to existing files because it uses something called a hash. So all files have a hash, and the hash is time-based. So it knows whether or not something has been changed. Even if they're exactly the same size and exactly the same file name, it knows.
It knows.
And yes, it will pick up new files because also hashes. Directories have hashes too. Contents. So there you are.
That should be your new motto, man. Just, yes, I can.
Yes. Well, yeah. It's funny. That's
yes.
So we have a new person for the last couple of months at the front desk, and there was a whole lot of questions about somebody would come in and ask a question or call on the phone and ask a question, and then there would be let me put you on hold, and then they would go and ask somebody, and then they would come back and say, yes, we do that. Until finally I was just like, listen, the answer is yes. The answer is absolutely yes. Unless we tell them tell them no. All right. But the front desk, the answer is yes, because there are very, very few things that Computer Guru just doesn't do.
Right.
And we're happy to tell you those things because we don't want to do them. We like to stick to the things that we're good at.
Well, and you don't want to break anything.
And we don't want to break anything. Nor the hearts of our customers.
Oh. So nice.
Yeah, in 2 weeks we'll be making all kinds of jokes about that, I guess. Okay. So we got one more call coming in here.
Yep.
But we should take a moment to talk about our sponsors.
Yep.
You can be a sponsor of the show if you find the show useful and you have some spare change and you can afford $1 a month or more. Then you can go to patreon.com/gurushow and support the show. Links are available on the website at gurushow.com, gurushow.com. You have the opportunity to support us there, and we very much appreciate that because it helps us pay the bills here, and that's great. Also, if you know anybody who has a business and they want to donate more to Patreon or work out some type of a sponsorship deal with us directly, they can. As far as the Patreon ones go, we have a sponsor there.
Yes, we do.
That is
Desert Pro Commercial Cleaning LLC. You can find them at TucsonDesertPro.com. We don't cut corners, we clean corners.
And they clean the shop over at 64 North Harrison. That's the newest Computer Guru location. So if you don't know that it's there or haven't been there yet, go by, say hello, check out the shop.
It's a nice location.
It is a nice location. And there's all kinds of food around there. So if you're hungry, you can stop by. Like, you can walk like 12 feet in any direction and be surrounded by food.
Pretty much.
It's pretty nice. Anyway, also, we'll take a moment to mention our other sponsor, which is Perfection Auto Works. They do a great job of supporting us and helping us pay the bills here. So you can say thank you to them by giving them a call or visiting their website, perfectionautoworks.com. Let's take some calls here. Let's talk to Rob. Hello, Rob. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How you doing?
Good. What can I do for you?
Well, I just bought a new computer for my wife, who's a pretty good amateur photographer. So I got her a lot of RAM and a fast drive and a very nice 4K video driver and screen.
Mm-hmm.
And Photoshop Elements and Nick and Topaz don't work on it. You can't see anything. They're so small.
Right.
So besides returning the computer, what kind of options do you think we have?
Well, there are some ways that you can adjust resolution there, and you're going to have to kind of crank it down a little bit. Newer versions of like Photoshop and stuff like that. Which version are you running?
It's Elements 14.
Elements 14. So Elements 14 should work with a 4K.
Yeah. That one is actually almost usable. But when you get into the Nick and the Topaz, control points are invisible.
Right. And yeah, you're not going to be able to get around that a whole lot. The only thing that you could do additional for that, I mean, is she doing photography or video mostly?
Photography.
Yeah, the 4K is a little much for photography.
Okay. All right. I was just enthralled by the toys, and it really isn't the right thing for her.
Yeah, well, in this particular case, it won't be the best. Okay. What I would do is I would probably just have you do a setup, something like my setup, because I do a bunch of photography stuff at home, is that I have two larger regular monitors. And so then I just split my Photoshop load between the two items. So because they're normal resolutions, everything is not invisible, and it'll help out quite a lot.
Okay.
And it's about the same cost as what you've got into for the 4K monitor and card.
Mm-hmm.
So
Alrighty.
I think that would be a better solution for her.
Alrighty.
And once
Thank
you
you
go
very
dual
much.
monitor, man, you never go back.
Okay.
Never.
It's great.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for the call. Let's go ahead and talk to Mike. Hello, Mike. How are you?
Hello.
Hello. This is Steve. I'm just kidding.
Hey,
Just kidding.
I just learned that I can tether from my phone to a laptop, and I was kind of curious to know what kind of problems I'm going to run into there, or if I was lied to, if it's even possible. And, I just use the internet for just simple websites and stuff, nothing big. So.
Okay. Well, the only things you got to worry about is cost. Really? Who's your provider?
Well, I'm going through Cricket, who's got, I guess Verizon bought them out. Isn't that true?
Well, they switched to Verizon Towers, right?
Yeah, and so, and they're talking $60, so that's with my phone and the internet, so.
Is there a cap on that? Did they give you a cap?
Oh, 10? Is it 10 something or other?
10 gigabytes probably? Yeah.
Yeah, right.
All right, so 10 gigabyte plan, the only thing you got to worry about is going over.
Yeah.
So don't go over. Then you'll be fine.
Right, and then, they offer another plan. I guess it's 20 more or something for $80 or something like that. And then that's kind of stretching it because, I can go to a internet connection for that price. I think it's about $50, $60.
The sad part is that if they're on Verizon Towers and you've got a 4G hotspot going, that connection on your phone will be faster than any provider in town.
Wow. So that's nice to hear. Yeah, I just learned that, and I thought, wow, what a way to go, for $60, and I'm a poor guy, so.
There you go.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot.
All right. I'll tell you right now, I run the speed test on my phone when I'm doing the tethering, because I do a lot of tethering on my phone. And, oh, man, it is way faster than my connection at home.
Guess what?
What?
It's still frozen. It's just sitting there.
It's definitely faster than the connection at KVOI.
Yeah.
But,
Wah, wah.
This is a technology show, so we have to show the contrast here. What we really have to do here is we have to feel what the average user feels.
Yeah.
Which is, I'm irritated with internet. That's what's going on. This is our way of feeling.
That's my everyday, to be honest. Every day I'm irritated.
That's because you live out in the middle of nowhere.
Well, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's pretty. It's
except
quiet.
Except for no internet.
And the drive.
That's terrible.
40-minute drives.
If you have an opportunity and you would like to help us out, go ahead and do so. One of the best ways that you can help us out is that Arizona Computer Guru, the company that I own, basically pays for this show. So bring your computer down to us or just give us a call, 304-8300. We're open today even, 10 to 5.
And are you still taking computers?
We're always taking computers.
There you go.
We're always taking computers. And we're also doing the donates also. Mm-hmm. So if you have older machines that you want to get rid of, or if you happen to, you bring your computer in and we tell you this computer is totally not worth fixing, then you can donate that machine. We will basically rehab it into a working state and then find someone to give it away to. So if somebody who needs a computer, then yeah, that's what we'll do.
Shush.
Oh, that's so next week. I just saw Tara typing a password.
Shush.
And it's on the don't use this password list.
Not quite. It's a little different.
It's still. It's a
little different.
I think it counts.
It's like 20 characters long. It's not the same thing.
Okay. All right, fine. Anyway, support the show by bringing your computers down to Computer Guru. 510 East Fort Lowell or 64 North Harrison. We also do websites. We can help you with your business networks. We can replace your in-house IT guys if they're terrible. And we'll actually tell you to keep your in-house IT guys if they're good.
Yeah.
So if you need just a second opinion, we're here to help. That's what we do. I started this company because I was tired of people getting ripped off. So if you feel like you're getting ripped off by whoever your current provider is, you give us a call, 304-8300, and we'll do what we can to help you out. And Harry's happy. He's giving me thumbs up through the window over there. Right on. So, yeah, we're definitely here to help you out in any way that we possibly can. Do you want to toss something in at the end of the show here? You got the game?
Go Gamers.
What's that? Go Gamers.
Go Gamers.
Steam is actually offering a Nintendo pack. 100 classic Nintendo games through Steam. You
Atari Vault.
Oh, the Atari Vault.
Yeah.
I thought it was Nintendo.
Atari.
Oh, I'm sorry. I feel bad now. Because I would much rather the Nintendo Vault.
Yeah, I would too.
That's what I want to see. The Atari Vault's not bad either.
Yeah.
I guess.
I don't know.
If you like Defender.
I like Centipede.
Galaga.
Yeah. I think I'll stick with my Rocket League and League of Legends and stuff like that.
I wish I had time to play video games.
Free games, man.
I don't get to play anymore. It's just not how it works. I don't get to play anymore, and I'm sad.
I have to do it after my kids go to bed.
Anyway, thank you very much for listening to the Computer Guru Show this week. We appreciate it, and we appreciate you. So give us a call anytime you like, 304-8300. We'll see you next week.